Casemiro is going nowhere, but watch this space. Scott McTominay is an interesting story and a different proposition altogether in terms of what Manchester United are dealing with and could do in the last few weeks of this transfer window. That from Fabrizio Romano. We're giving you your midday update, everybody. Welcome along to Forever United TV. Update on Wan Bissaka's situation. Update on Dalot. Interesting story there, actually, about what's actually to come and what Manchester United might be bracing themselves for. Interesting updates with everything that's going on with United right now in terms of transfers with midfielders in particular. Get into everything. We're going to bring you all of the up-to-date news and what's going on. Thank you so much for joining in the record-breaking stream earlier on this morning. This is your midday update with a bit more information from what has happened yesterday and earlier on today. Please do give the video a like. Let's get another 800 in the bag on this video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you so much for everybody who has subscribed already to the channel. There's been loads over the last couple of days. Please do make sure that you hit that subscribe button, guys, because only 50% of you that are watching are actually subscribed to the channel. If you don't want to miss anything with Manchester United, make sure that you press that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. You won't miss anything. We've got you covered live 3 times a day. And today I want to talk about what's happening with Casemiro and the words that came out from Erik ten Hag yesterday. Obviously, we spoke briefly on it last night after the game about what ten Hag said, saying, look, there's been no offers and there's no indication that Casemiro wants to leave. Fabrizio Romano has backed that up, but also in the same sentence has said, look, Casemiro not going anywhere. It's not happening. There is no offers on the table. The Saudi sort of links have gone dead, but watch Scott McTominay. That's what Romano said. We've said this all along, and I have said it several times on many shows now. With Scott McTominay, just watch this space. Fulham could come back in. Manchester United have positioned themselves well with other targets and other people they're negotiating with and are interested in moving to United. So whereas last season we didn't have an option when Fulham came in right at the deadline, this time we have got plenty of options, and bang. Romano has also said, with the movement that's happened with De Ligt, with what's happening with Wan Bissaka, which we're going to touch on in a minute as well, Manchester United may have to move more players on to make UGARTE work. Now, that's an interesting little bit of information, simply because we knew that United had money aside for Manuel UGARTE. Apparently, our original price for Matthijs de Ligt, we don't know if the reports are right, but we've gone from 30 million to 38. So has that 8 million come from the UGARTE pot? Basically, the money we was going to use for UGARTE, is that now being used to get De Ligt over the line and get that finalised? Obviously, Wan Bissaka helped out, and we could do the double deal, which Manchester United were always aiming to do, and get both signings over the line very quickly, which now is happening with De Ligt and Mazraoui. But Wan Bissaka being sold and United giving a little bit more money to Bayern Munich than what was reported, it may not be the truth. We don't know what the initial bid was. It was just what was reported. We now know officially that United are paying 38 million up front for, not up front, but in instalments for De Ligt. But that's the base price with 4 million in add-ons, I think it is. So, looking at that situation there, has that taken away from UGARTE? Because with Scott McTominay, Manchester United, obviously, like I just said, weren't prepared last year for a bid coming in. They had no replacement lined up, didn't expect it to come, and weren't able to move. They probably could have got more money for Scott McTominay last summer, but as inept as Manchester United's board and people working within the football structure of the club were, we couldn't get it done. There was no chance that we could get that finished and over the line. But this time with Scott McTominay, we are in a position. We know that Fulham are ready to bid. Manchester United have 3 other midfielders lined up. You could say 5 if you include UGARTE, Fofana, Zanderberger, Amrabat and Rabiot. All waiting. Not signed by anyone yet, but United have made contacts with all 5 of them players and they are waiting in the wings. When you look at the type of player that Scott is, you would sort of push towards, I feel, more of the Zanderberger and the Amrabat, sorry, the Rabiot sort of signings, because they're more 8/forward thinking players, I would say. Whereas the others, the Fofanas of this world, the UGARTEs and the Amrabats, they're all sort of holding midfielders, and we've got Casemiro there. So in the conversation of Casemiro or Scott McTominay leaving, Scott going kind of moves the barometer a little bit, does it not, with UGARTE? United still fully in on UGARTE, and I don't know, Casemiro can cover at 8 and 6. Let's not forget that. Off the bench for 8 maybe. Legs for an 8 throughout the whole game? I don't think so. Personally, I don't see it. But still, UGARTE would, you'd think, be the #1 choice for that holding role. You don't go out and buy a player like that at the money that we're probably going to end up having to spend on him. if you're not going to play him. It's reported United are in at about 42 million for UGARTE. So we now may need to sell Scott McTominay to make this happen. That's what Romano has said in a video. I think it was on Caught Offside or his own YouTube. I can't remember which one it was now. We've watched a lot recently. But in them videos, he has said that Manchester United also are not done. Nowhere near done, in fact. So get excited, United fans, because United are definitely not finished in this window. As exciting as yesterday was, there is more to come. Like we said, definitely one more after the 2 that we bought. I think definitely 2. We talked about also from Atlete, the defender on a free transfer. I just think that is going to happen anyway. I don't think that's an issue. There's not much to negotiate with apart from the players' personals. So no real drama there. That can be done in time. And obviously we've De Ligt over the line already as well. So we are pretty much covered in the defensive department now. But midfield is where everything is going to start cooking, I feel, over this next couple of weeks. And like what Romano says there, watch Scott McTominay. Casemiro, forget it. Like, we can put it to bed. He's not going anywhere. He's happy at United, into the 3rd year now of his 5-year deal. And United now looking at other angles and other departments of the midfield area. UGARTE is still top target, which brings up the discussion I just said, Casemiro or UGARTE, which way we go. But I feel like Scott McTominay is probably Manchester United's best bet of getting money through right now. And to deal with PSR and financial fair play, a £25 million bid for Scott McTominay, added to a £27 million one for Mason Greenwood, taking it to what, 52 million, plus the 8 for Willy Camboala. That's 60 million of pure profit for Manchester United to handle financial fair play. So whereas you may have thought Casemiro was worth more, in terms of financial fair play and PSR, Scott McTominay carries more clout because it's 100% profit for the homegrown talent. He's coming to the end of his contract, 25 million, moved on, like Wan Bissaka at the end of his contract, 15/20 million for him there. You're looking at decent numbers. And I feel like Manchester United are going down that road now of thinking, look, Scott McTominay is really surplus to requirements. He is. There's better players out there that United can go out and get right now and be better than Scott as backup. We've got Collier coming through as well. And then you look at what Collier's doing and where he's actually played just today and where he comes in. He fits in at 8 and he fits in at... He fits in at 6, 8. He could probably push further forward if he wanted to. He's very, very comfortable in a few different midfield positions. So this has opened up the avenue for Manchester United to say, you know what, we've got Casemiro. Okay, let's leave him there. We can, in certain games, rest this player out, bring in Collier when needed. We get UGARTE with extra money from Scott. But the extra money from Scott will actually help Manchester United then go out and get another midfielder as well. I think personally, if you were asking me right now, go out and get Zanderberger and UGARTE. 2 different types of player, can place Zanderberger more versatile again. And I think United are doing this in this transfer window right now. They're covering different positions, like Mazraoui left and right. And also, you're looking at centre-back and left-back. Positions that we need cover for. We are pretty much nailing down every single one. And the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle are all coming together right now. And Romano knows. He knows that United have got so many deals lined up right now. He knows how far along they are with the negotiations, the personal terms, where they are with clubs, negotiations on fees and everything. And it's a case of just going, press that red button, let's go. Press that red button, let's go. And again, for the players that United want. But it does come down to United now really focusing on the one midfielder they definitely need, whoever the top target is. It looks like UGARTE, and selling players. Scott McTominay and Lindelof next on the list for Manchester United. Victor, we heard about yesterday. That is happening. Obviously, Manchester United accepting a low fee for him. Watch out with Fenerbahce and Jose Mourinho to come back in for that one. And obviously we've got Hannibal and Palestri, like we discussed also. Eriksen does look like he's just going to stay and see out his contract. He's happy being reserve player. I don't see where he fits in personally. Like yesterday, with all of the midfielders available, everyone getting game time with multiple substitutions, he got nowhere near the pitch. So it goes to show, when people say that Manchester United haven't got strength in depth, yesterday, in a game when we thought we were lacking in numbers, Antonet, Xerxes and Eriksen all did not get on the pitch for Manchester United. And Scott McTominay just about got on. So that goes to show what numbers Manchester United have got in their squad right now. If you take a couple out, put some extra talent in there, Manchester United are looking tasty. They really are. Top 4 is a minimum requirement for Manchester United next season. And with the team that we've got right now, I feel like that is a definite. If we bring in UGARTE, people are telling me in the comments from earlier on this morning, bring in UGARTE, and this is the best transfer window we've had post Alex Ferguson. That's what people are saying now. All of a sudden, it's switching around on what the negative side of Ineos are doing to the positive side with people. And I do believe that Manchester United will still let Scott McTominay go. I've been saying it now for a few days. Like, just watch Scott. That deal is not done. Fulham are out right now, but they're not getting their other midfielders. I've been checking and looking at the Andre situation, which they're bidding. Bids rejected. They're gone to about 25. So we know that 25 is in the coffers for Fulham. That 25 million bid for Andre from Fluminense has been rejected by the Brazilian club. And we know that Fulham can go that bit more for Scott McTominay right now. What's the better bet? I'm telling you right now, for Fulham, it would be Scott McTominay with that Premier League proven. Because it is a fight to stay in the Premier League this season. Everybody is improving, and experience goes an awful long way. Scott, I feel, will be the surprise package in leaving Manchester United. And I feel like Scott going will secure Manchester United 2 more midfielders. Just reading through the reports, that's where I get that idea from. It's not my own. I'm just reading through everything. We had money aside for UGARTE. Apparently 42 million aside. Bid rejected. They want more. We talked about that going up to maybe 45 million with PSG. Maybe a deal going the other way with Sancho. Some sort of arrangement between the two clubs. But negotiations are moving along and they are positive, according to all reports. And then Sander Berge, Manchester United have put 23 million aside for him. So is this what we're reading between now? It's like you can get Hermoso in, you can get UGARTE in, you can get Sander Berge in, or another midfielder. Maybe they'll go down the road of another free agent in Rabiot if the wage packet suits. There are multiple options for Manchester United right now in that midfield department, and it's going to get very, very exciting over the next few days. In other news, regarding what we thought we were getting for Wan Bissaka, that apparently is not the case. And I say that because we said 15 million yesterday. More like 10, because Wan Bissaka's payoff, according to Ben Jacobs, is around about 5 million quid. Oh my God, that is a scandalous. And this leads into Scott, because I do feel like Manchester United won't want to be dealing with this situation again. And now they're trying to sell Scott McTominay, get Scott McTominay out, because he goes into that last year this season, and then it's up to United to trigger another year at the end of next season, which may bring up the similar situation as what we're dealing with now to Wan Bissaka. So, 5 million. I mean, guys, you're in the Premier right now. You're probably talking amongst each other. What do you think of the news? Get your comments in below as well, guys, to let me know what you think of all the stories that are going on right now. But do let me know, 5 million. It is a bit ridiculous, isn't it? To be honest, that is a big chunk of money, and United have really had to buckle to it to get the deal done and get things moving, because they wanted to give, and we said it all along, like, when did United push? When did they push? Ten Hag needs as much support as possible in terms of transfers and what Ineos are doing. Bringing in 4 signed, sealed and delivered before the start of the window, I think is brilliant. There's not many clubs that get that much business done, especially when you're dealing with a situation United are in. Can you imagine when Ineos get through all of this shit and get back on like a level playing field with what they've dealt with business-wise in the past, and the players that they've brought in and the contract situations they know they're doing? Can you imagine Ineos having been 5 years in and what our transfer windows will be like? It'll be brilliant to see. It'll be like a breath of bleeding fresh air, trust me. But Wan Bissaka, 5 million. Is this the end of the laughing stock of Manchester United? Is this the end of the circus? One more swan song for a stupid deal, and Manchester United having to bend over and take it. That's a bit crude, that, sorry. But you know where I'm going, don't you? It is horrible that we're having to give a player 5 million to bleed and leave. It's a good job that we've got easy add-ons to that deal that was going to take it from 15 to 20. So maybe it will be more around the 13, 15 when all is said and done with Wan Bissaka, and it doesn't look that bad. But that's probably why this has taken a bit longer, with United having to negotiate through these minefields around Wan Bissaka's deal and this payout. It's ludicrous that we're having to give a player this amount of money, but it does say a lot, because you've got Maguire and McTominay both hitting that same mark next season. Personally, I think with Maguire, I think United have accepted it. We talked the other day that Juventus are monitoring the situation. I don't think United are going to get rid of Maguire if Lindelof goes. Look, Varane, Kambawala and Lindelof all leaving I feel like Johnny Evans is way down the pecking order. We probably need Maguire as 4th choice. And I don't mind Maguire being 4th choice. I mean, if he wants to stay at United, it's a shame about the wages and what he's on, because he's going to be on more than Maguire will be on more than all of the first team defenders ahead of him. He's the most paid player at the club in defence right now, and he's 4th choice. If that doesn't tell you the mistakes that was made before to what's happening right now, then nothing ever will. And I'll keep banging the Ineos drum and how football structure works, but that is another stat that you just need to remember. Maguire, 4th choice centre-back, he's paid more than any other defender at Manchester United. So just let that sink in. And that's the reality of what we had and what we've now got. And that's important to remember. I just feel like we won't be able to. I think they'll just release Maguire. I don't think they'll even trigger his deal. Like the payout, I don't know if... You may think that United are discussing something with Maguire right now, I would say. In terms of, right, when it comes to this, we keep you right now. Can we settle on a certain fee and don't go down this road with Wan Bissaka right now that we're having to do? We don't want to be doing the same thing with you next summer. What is the fee? Can we settle this now? We'll let you see out your contract and then on your merry way. Or we sell you for a fee, but you agree to this severance package and we go from there. This is the hard bit about it now. It's that Bosman ruling and then players... And I'm guessing Maguire would have been one. I don't know, because Maguire's deal was exactly the same time as Wan Bissaka's. We bought him at the same year, didn't we? So I'm guessing it is going to be very similar. And Maguire is an issue. I just don't see Maguire... I really don't think Maguire is going to be kicking up as much of a stink. I don't know. I mean, characters. I mean, he's a full-on professional. I'm not saying Wan Bissaka isn't. But in terms of being a United fan and wanting the best deal and leaving on a good note and wanting to be seen as a good servant to United, I don't know with Maguire. I don't. I'm guessing here, and I'm sort of like... I'm pissing in the wind a little bit out because I don't know. So, really, you would just hope, wouldn't you? But I'm guessing United are negotiating that right now. In terms of stuff that could be happening in the future, interesting story today from Gimme Sport regarding Diogo Dalot being a target for Real Madrid. This is brilliant. This is a good thing, because you know what this means? This means that Manchester United have actually got players that we like that other clubs want. When was the last time Manchester United went into a transfer window and we were worried about players being taken away by bigger clubs? Just think back, and again, take into focus where United are actually at right now and where we were. Because we didn't have any players that anyone wanted. Nobody wanted United players. Well, we were like worried going into window. Like, I am actively worried that Diogo Dalot might be wanted by Real Madrid. They want to replace Carvajal. They've got one more year of Carvajal, and Diogo Dalot will be leaving. Well, he won't be leaving, but he will be a target for Real Madrid, and that's realistic. Good thing with United, we've got Dalot on a big contract. He's got 4 more years to run with an option of a 5th year, so we could get a good fee for Diogo Dalot. And this is where football structure comes into play. Making sure that the players that are at the football club right now that have got a future are on big contracts. And if they're going to go, they're going to go for mega bleeding bucks. Diogo Dalot to Real Madrid should be a 50 to 60 million pound signing, in my opinion. For his age, the quality, his improvement, everything like that, dynamic fullback, he should be around that 50 minimum mark for me, in my opinion. Get your comments in below and let me know where you think Dalot is. It's no issue right now, but I just wanted to bring it up at the end of the show because the story is there on Gimme Sport about Real Madrid planning ahead, because this is what big clubs do, believe it or not. So United, like I just said, negotiating Maguire's and then maybe looking at different players in for next window and planning well ahead. This is how everybody does it. It's just that we just accepted we were absolutely stupid and inept at doing our jobs within the Manchester United structure level before Ineos, that we'd just been nowhere near this sort of negotiation. And like I said, it's just brilliant to see and a total breath of fresh air. But Diogo Dalot, Manchester United have now got players that are attracting attention from bigger clubs. There is no one bigger apart from Madrid. You could argue Barca and Bayern at that level. That's where United should be at. If you've got Real Madrid coming for players, you're going back to the Van Nistelrooy and Ronaldo and the Beckham sort of era when United were winning everything. That's what United... That's a sign that things are moving up, because Real Madrid will want Garnacho in time. They will. The only thing we've got in our favour with that is they've got an abundance of forwards right now, and really, there's no space for someone like Garnacho, so we should be fine. But Garnacho, big contract. Dalot, big contract. Mainu, big contract. All of our young, real talent at this football club are on big, long contracts right now. And if we are going to have to sell them in the future, it's going to be for massive money. And that is something we don't want to do. But ultimately, we have got the backup plan right now, and we won't be shafted. That pretty much is everything, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. That is your update midday. Scott McTominay, watch this space. It could be him that's going, which could fund 2 more midfielders for Manchester United. Interesting times. Wan Bissaka's payoff, 5 million. Absolutely scandalous. United probably working overtime behind the scenes to make sure that this does not happen again with other players, which includes Scott and Harry Maguire, who go into the same category of triggered 1-year contract extensions after this coming season. So that may be why United are looking to move Scott on now. Well, he can, because he's not in that triggered extra year. And Maguire, I don't know. We'll see. Watch this space is the key word in this one and the key phrase right now. This is Forever United TV. Please do give the video a like. Make sure you drop your comments in on all topics there. Is 5 million too much? How much is Dalot? Can you see Mctominay leaving this summer in this window? And can we get 2 more midfielders in? Please make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, guys. All content covered constantly, every single day, 7 days a week, wherever we are, we're live. We drop the news, we drop what we're doing, and we're there breaking it to you guys. You don't have to look anywhere else but Forever United TV. I have got you covered. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'll be back later on this evening for the Sunday evening show, the one you all love. But for now, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. The lovely weather in England today. Manchester's baking. And I will see you all later on this evening. Thank you so much, everyone.